Hello everyone. Very good evening and welcome to the session, people. Hope you all can see me live. Okay. So most welcome to the session, and today we are going to do mean of a group data. Okay. So I'm just waiting for you all to join the session. So once you join, let's begin the session. Hey Abhilasha, welcome to the session. How are you doing today? Welcome people, welcome to the session, and also do share the session with all your friends better. Okay. Yeah, very good evening, Abhilasha. So please share the session with all your friends as well. I'm doing good, beta. How are you? How are you? Pehchan liya. Pehchan liya. How are you? Yeah, Chal. How is it all going on? All good? Fine? Great. So today, people, we are going to deal with the mean of a group data. Okay. So in mean we have three methods to do, right? So we have direct method, assuming method, and step deviation. So let's discuss each of the method. Okay. So very quickly we are going to discuss all the methods, and I just want you all to give a big thumbs up for the video. Okay, like the video and also subscribe to the channel if you have not subscribed it yet. Okay. Really, Abhilasha, is it? So yeah. Chalo. So let's begin the session, people. Okay, here we go. So as I told you, mean of a group data, you can either find it by direct method or by assumed mean method or by step deviation method, right? So these are the three methods which you can use to find the mean of a grouped data. Now, firstly, what do you mean by grouped? What do you understand by the word group? Batao, what do you understand? ये देखो, grouped मतलब you're dividing them into class intervals. Okay, you're making them as a groups, and that groups are called class intervals. Okay, for example, there are say 20 students, and 20 students got marks between 10. Say I have conducted a test, and I conducted the test between 1 to 10. So 20 students ने test दिया. Now these 20 students have scored somewhere between 1 to 10. So I divide these 20 students in group of these 10 marks. Okay, so for example, I may divide जिसने भी 1 to 2 marks किया, so they are one groups. Okay, जिसने भी 2 to 4 marks they got, that is one group. 4 to 6 marks is a group, 6 to 8 is a group, and 8 to 10 is a group. So this is how I have divided the 20 students into 5 groups, and I say these two are needs improvement, these two are okay, and this is average. Okay, so which means I'm dividing the students into groups. Is it clear, people? Right. So this is the meaning of group data, and this division is called class intervals. Okay, you call them as class intervals, right? And now, as I told you, we are having three methods, that is direct, assume mean, and step deviation. So let's discuss each one of them. And I just want all of you to share the session with all your friends as well, so that we can have a good number again. No, let them know. So direct method. So what will you do in direct method? You will firstly take a midpoint of each class. Okay, and that particular midpoint is called class mark. Okay, what is that midpoint of each class is called? Class mark. Then what do? You take the sum of Okay, you will take the sum of the product of frequency and class mark. Okay, so frequency and class mark. Okay, frequency is Fi, class mark is Xi. Product of frequency and class mark, and you will take the sum of all the frequencies and class marks. Then you will find the mean by using the formula. Till here, is it clear? Yes, let me know in the chat box. Clear till here? Okay, chalo. Let's proceed then. Fine. So let's proceed to the next point now. So these are the three basic steps which you are doing. First is you are finding the midpoint, which is the class mark, and then you are taking the sum of the products of the frequencies and the class mark. Then you will use mean formula. And mean formula क्या है बेटा? Mean of the given data is sigma fi xi divided by sigma fi. ठीक है? So now, based on this question, let's do one problem. So here we have class interval given to you, okay, and number of students given. What are given? Class intervals and number of students. So let me take the class interval here, class interval and number of students. After class interval and number of students, what is that you have to take? Class interval and number of students. What is the first step? You have to find the class mark. What is class mark? The midpoint of the class intervals, right? So now you are finding the class mark. So let me write completely. So you are finding class mark. What is class mark? It is nothing but the midpoint of both the class intervals of each class. Okay. And then you will find product of frequency and class mark. Frequency is you denote it by Fi. Class mark you denote it by Xi. So here you will be finding the product Fi Xi. Till here is it clear? Now let's see. Class intervals are given as 10 to 25, 25 to 40, 40 to 55, 55 to 70, 70 to 85 and 85 to 100. Okay, these are the class intervals given to you. Okay, till here is it clear? I just wrote the first column given to us. Okay, till here is it clear everyone? Let me know in the chat box. Is it clear till here? One second. Okay, so chalo. Video was paused. I hope it is clear now. Perfect. So yeah. Now number of students you are writing. Number of students are 2, 3, 7, 6, 6 and 6. So what is the sum of all the students? Sigma Fi. This is 2 plus 3, 5, 12, 12 plus 18 actually. Okay, so 12 plus 18 will give me 30. Class mark is nothing but the midpoint of the class intervals. Okay, so what is the midpoint of the class intervals? 10 plus 25 divided by 2 will give me the midpoint. So this is 35 divided by 2, or I can write 17.5 is the midpoint. Next, 25 plus 40 divided by 2. So 65 by 2. 65 by 2 will be how much? 30, 32.5. Okay. So now once if you check here, what is the class size? Class size 10 to 25, 25 to 40. Class size is 15. So if you check, if I'm adding 15 to the first class mark, just check. So it is 17.5. If you are adding 15 to the first class mark, you will get the next class mark. Understood? So for the first class mark, if you are adding the class length, you will get the next class mark. Okay. So similarly, again, if I add 15 here, so it will be 47.5. Again, if I add 50, it will be 62.5. Again, a 15, if I add, it will be uh, 77.5. Again, a 15, if I add, it will be 92.5. Okay, so these are the class mark. Now, if you just see here, what do you do in the next step? You multiply the class mark and the frequency, isn't it? So this is what you will do in rough. So I'm just erasing it. So you understood how to find the class mark, right? Just the average or the midpoint of both the class intervals. So 10 plus 25 by 2, 25 plus 40 by 2, 40 plus 55 by 2, 55 plus 70 by 2, 70 plus 85 by 2, and 85 plus 100 by 2. So this is how you are doing. Is it clear till here? Everyone? And do share the session with all your friends as well. Chalo. So now you just need to find FI, XI. Let me just erase it and write properly. How do you find FI, XI? This is the product of FI, XI. Okay, and here you can see the products will be little difficult. As you can see, if I ask you what is the product of FI, XI, see here, it is 17.5 into 2. Okay, 17 into 2 is 34. 17.5 into 2 will be 35. 32.5 into 2 into 3, sorry. Okay, so how much is this? 32.5. 32 into 3 will give you 96. So 96 and one more 0.5 you have. 1.5 you will have. So it is 97.5. Then 47.5. 47.5 into 7 it is. Okay, so you will have 332.5. Then you have 62.5. Okay, into 6. So what you will do, 62 into 6 first, and then 0.56 times will give you 3. So this is 375. Then again 77.5 into 6. Okay, so it will give you 465. Last is 92.5 into 6. It will give you 555. Now if I just add the sum of all this, so 555 plus 465 plus 375 plus 332.5 plus 97.5 plus 35. If you add all this, you will get 1860. Now how do you find mean? This is nothing but summation of the products of sigma Fi, Xi. So my mean is equal to sigma Fi, Xi divided by sigma Fi. So that is equals to 1860 divided by 30. 0, 0 cancel. 3s are 6 times. 3 6 are 18 and 2. So 62 is the mean of this given data. Is it clear till here? Everyone? All those who are joining the session, please do like it and share it with your friends as well. Okay? So I hope we can move on to the next one. Okay, this is how we are finding mean of a group data using direct method. Okay, so simple 3 points. And the formula is also very simple. Sigma Fi divided by sigma Fi. Now next one, assumed mean method. Okay. So in assumed mean method, what do? You will choose an assumed mean. What are you doing? You're choosing an assumed mean. Now this assumed mean should lie in the center of the class mark. Okay, it has to lie in the center of the class mark. So where is class mark? See, here you have class marks. All these are class marks, right? All these are class mark. So your assumed mean should be in the center of the class mark. Okay, that is the first point. Then find the deviation of A from the class mark. So you are finding deviation. It is denoted as DI. So DI is nothing but the deviation of A from whom? From the class mark. Class mark is Xi. So you will write deviation is Xi minus A. And then you will write key, you will calculate mean using the formula. So till here, is it clear everyone? So just see, question is given to you, class, interval, number of students. So class interval is 10 to 25, 25 to 40, 40 to 55, 55 to 70, 70 to 85, 85 to 100. And number of students are 2, 3, 7, 6, 6, 6. If you observe, it is actually the same question which I am taking, so that you can have an idea of the same question. If I do it in indirect method, what is the benefit of it, or what are the drawbacks? If I do the same method in assume mean, what are the benefits and drawbacks? If I do the same method in step deviation, what are the benefits and drawbacks? So that's how you have to analyze and learn. Okay, so I hope the session is clear till here for everyone. All those who join the session, you can say hi in the chat box so that I'll know you are here in the session, right? Chalo. So now what we will find first? You will find first class mark. Okay, so class mark, see, 10 to 25, just now we have found the class mark, so I'm just taking down as it is, 17.5, 32.5. How did I get? It is nothing but 10 plus 25 by 2. Again, what are you doing? You're adding H, which is a class size. So this is 32.5. Again, what do? I add 15. So it is 47.5. Again, add a 15. This will be 62.5. Again, add a 15. It will be 77.5. Again, add a 15. It will be 92.5. Now, after class mark, what is the next step they asked you to do? They asked you to write assumed mean, which lies in the center of the class mark. Now, these are the class marks. So center of the class marks means I have two centers. Okay, these two are the centers of the class marks. So out of these two, one I will assume as assumed mean. Okay, one I am taking it as assumed mean. For example, this one. Next step is you find the deviation. Deviation is xi minus a. That means from every class mark you will subtract your assumed mean and find how much is it getting deviated from the class mark. So 17.5 minus 47.5. How much it is? 17.5 minus 47.5. So it is minus 30. Then this will be minus 15. 0, 15, 30 and 45. So see, 17.5 minus 47.5 is minus 30. 17.5 minus 32.5 minus 47.5 is minus 15. In this case, xi is 47.5, assumed mean is also 47.5. So it is 0. Then 62.5 minus 47.5, 15. 77.5 minus 47.5, 30. 92.5 minus 47.5, 45. Now what do you do? What is the next step I told you? You will calculate the mean by using the formula. So what is the formula here? So here, after finding di, this is fi, isn't it? Now you will multiply fi di. What will you do? You just multiply fi di. So 2 into minus 30 minus 60. 15 into minus 15 is minus 45. 0 into anything 0. 6 into 15, 90. 6 into 30, 180. 6 into 45, it's 240 and 50. It's 270. So now you will find sigma fi di. Okay, so how much are you getting? Here it is minus 105. Here it is 270. 180. I think this is 540. Check once. You please check once. Are you getting the same answer? Okay. Chalo. So 435 you got. Now the mean, how will you find mean equals to sigma FIDI. See here you found FIDI, sigma FIDI divided by sigma FI into A plus. Okay, so A you subtracted all over, so now you will add. A you have taken it as 47.5 plus sigma FIDI is 435 divided by sigma FI. Sigma Fi is just now we have seen how much was it. It is the same question. So this is 30. So this is 30. Now this is 47.5 plus. Let's see if there is any cancellations here. If no, you can simply write the answer here. Okay. It will be around 14.5. So this will be 47.5 plus 14.5. So it will be close to 62. I hope this question is clear for everyone. Okay, so now as you can see here, we have the same question I did it in direct method. But here if you see, FIXA calculations became very difficult, right? And the same question I have used assume mean, but my calculations, FIDI became very easy, right? So now let's proceed to step deviation and see. In step deviation, what do you do? Again, class interval, the same question I am taking. 10 to 25, 25 to 40, 40 to 55, 55 to 70, 70 to 85, 85 to 100. And this is 2, 3, 7, 6, 6, 6. So now again class mark as usual. So 10 plus 25 is 17.5. This is 32.5. This is 47.5. Then 62.5. Then 77.5. And then 80. No, 77.5. That will be 92.5. Okay. So once you have written the class mark, now what is the next step you have to do for step deviation? You will write everything which you have done in the assume mean. So you will find the deviation is xi minus a. Okay, so where is the deviation? See, this is the deviation we have taken. So xi minus a minus 17.5 minus 47.5 is minus 30 minus 20 0. 1 second. So correct only. So 62.5. So I got 12.5. 1 second. Calculations we have to be little careful here. But anyways, pattern will be followed, but still. So 62.5 minus 47.5 minus 62.5 is 0. Okay, here this value wrote and next value is 0. So 62.5 minus what is this? 17.5. Okay, 62.5 minus 17.5. It will be minus, uh, let me just check. This is 15 here. Just give me a second. So here you see this is minus 15, 0, 15, 30, 45. Okay, so this is how you got the data. Now, in direct assume method, you found FIDI. But here what will you do is you will see that you can see that DI has some pattern. What is the pattern? You can see everything is a multiple of 15. So you divide DI by H, that is nothing but UI. Okay, so minus 30 by 15 is minus 2, minus 30 by 15 is minus 1. This is 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so FI, DI will all together. Okay, FI, UI here. Okay, FI, UI. Instead of DI, now you have found what? FI, UI. Yes. What is FI, UI? FI, DI we are finding. Okay, so now FI is 2, 3, 7, this line. Okay, DI, UI is this line. Now see, calculations are even more easier. 2 into minus 2 is minus 4. 3 into minus 1 is minus 3. 7 into 0, 0. 6 1s are 6. 6 2s are 12. 6 3s are 18. So you can happily calculate the value here. So here, sigma Fi DI I want. So this is minus 7 and this is 18. 18 is 36. So 36 minus 7. How much are you getting? Okay. So now mean equal to sigma Fi Ui. Whatever you are taking, that's sigma divided by Fi. But since you have subtracted assumed mean from each of the data, so you will add it here. And since you divided H by all the data, so you will multiply here. So A is 47.5 plus FIUI, this will be UI now. FIUI is 29 by uh, FI. Sigma Fi, how much did you get here? 30, no? H is again minus 15. So 15 two times, 15 one time. So 47.5 minus 29 by 2. So 47.5 is equals to, okay. So how much are we getting here? 29 by 2 means it will be 1, okay, 14.5. So 47.5 minus 14.5. Clear how the formula came? Yes. So here also if you see 47.5 plus 14.5. But here you got a 62. Here also 62. Step deviation also you have to get the same answer. Okay, you have to get the same answer. This is plus sigma here. So it is 62 point, only 62. Okay, so once you just have a recap now. So we are doing step deviation method now. हाँ darkness बोलो कहाँ पे doubt है. Hi Aman, welcome to the session. कहाँ पे डाउट है बोलो। डाउट कहाँ पे है बोलो बेटा। सो सो थ्री मेथड्स वी डिस्कस। डायरेक्ट मेथड में क्या हो रहा है, कैलकुलेशंस बड़ा हो रहे हैं, ये देखो। ओके, अज्यूम मीन ने हमने क्या किया, कैलकुलेशंस छोटा कर दिए बाय टेकिंग अज्यूम मीन, एंड फ्रॉम द क्लास मार्क वी सबट्रैक्टेड ईच अज्यूम मीन, आई हैव टेकन FIDI, and this is the formula. Now for step deviation, so in the DIs 15 is common factor, so you divide it by 15, you will get UI. Okay, now FIUI is even more easier. This is actually FIUI, I'm so sorry. ये FIUI है. Okay, FIUI. FIUI is even more easier. Yes or no? And then you substitute in the formula. Okay, so you are getting it as 62. And people, this one question you will take it as homework. It's called DIY question. So you will do it as homework and answer. कहाँ पे अमन, कहाँ पे फिर बताओ which one? So ये वाला एक बार आप अपने आप करना, mean of this data you want. I think you can use direct method because the numbers are very small. Okay. कहाँ पे doubt मुझे बता दो so that I can re-explain. Okay. So otherwise, if you have joined the session late, please join it earlier better. Every alternate day you have max class. 5:45 को start होगी session. Okay. So here, any more doubts you can ask me. I'm waiting for your doubts. So step deviation, you have only two columns, beta. Let me show you here. See, first is direct method. Next is assumed mean method. Let's summarize quickly. Next is step deviation. So in direct method, class interval frequency is given to you in the question. You will find class mark which is xi, and you will find FIXI. Okay, ये है columns for direct method. For assumed mean method, you have class interval, frequency, class mark represented by xi, and then what do you have? You find the assumed mean here, and you find the deviation of the assumed mean from the class mark, and you find FIDI. Okay, this one slide will help you a lot better. इसको note down करो. Then here class interval, frequency, class mark, ये सब same, and also एक assumed mean find out करोगे. Then deviation is xi minus ab, ये भी करोगे. Then you will write ui equal to di by h. H is nothing but the class length or the common factor. So now fi ui करोगे. Okay, so these are the three things which you have to know when you're doing mean. Right. So every day you have my class at 5:45. Alternate days को है class. So join करते रहना session को. Right. So I'll see you all in the next session, people. Please do the homework problem and let me know the answer in the comment section below. This is the homework problem. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the video right now, and share the channel to maximum of your friends so that we can have a good number joining in the session. Okay, so that we take more and more sessions for you if you show more interest, right? So don't forget to comment the answer of the DIY question in the comment box as well. Okay, so I'll see you all in the next session. Please subscribe so that you get the updates. Bye bye, take care. Thank you so much for being here, and I hope you enjoyed the session. Okay, so bye bye, people.